It's not. It's not a Star Citizen killer. So I know at least half of you are down there in the comment section already. You went straight to the comments, you were about to type something, and then you heard me and you're like, oh, okay. Put your pitchforks away. It's not a Star Citizen killer, okay? Let's just watch the video together. This is my first time reacting to this gameplay trailer, if you will. And it's a good one. It's a good one. So let's discuss it. There may be some comparisons between the two games, as well as No Man's Sky and things like that. But we can compare. We can compare games and not wish one was the other. One's going to kill the other. Or will we? I don't know. Let's watch the video together. Good morning. Afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more videos. What's going on, guys? So, if you remember 2 days ago, I did a video, and I said in the beginning of it, you know, Artful had recommended I watch this video, and it was the one with Mr. Bean in it, Rowan Atkinson. And turns out he wasn't even talking about that. Listen, that video was funny anyway, so thanks Small Nana for posting it in Gilded. But he was talking about the Starfield official gameplay reveal. Now, I haven't... Obviously, I've watched the one from last year, you know? But I haven't watched the one from recently. They literally came out like a day ago. Or 2 days ago. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. It's a 15-minute long video. Which means this video is probably going to be an hour because I pause a lot. No, I'm going to try not to pause that much, I promise. Let's just go ahead and watch this together. And I'm excited. You know, I haven't watched it, but I did see online, especially on Twitter, there's so many people comparing it, you know. Oh, this is gonna kill Star Citizen. Oh, this is gonna kill No Man's Sky. Oh, this looks like No Man's Sky. This looks like Star Citizen. I'm a big believer in, you know, can't we love all games? You know, one doesn't have to be a Star Citizen killer or a No Man's Sky killer or anything like that. I feel like we can enjoy all the games, right? It's not going to be anything like Star Citizen, I'm sure. It may look it, but I don't think it will. But anyway, I'm saying that and I haven't even watched the gameplay reveal yet. Maybe I'm going to be like, brah, this is a Star Citizen killer! But we'll find out together. Alright, let's watch this. Alright, here we go. Hopefully the sound is okay. I'll keep my eye out on it just to make sure. It looks good. The wonder is not that the field of stars is so vast. I can't be paused already. But the man has measured it.
Control, this is Constellation Starship Frontier.
I'm having deja vu right now.
On your signal.
Star Wars theme?
Maintaining exit vector course. Steady till ready. Coordinates input. Plotting jump course. Guidance has converged. We're looking good. Allocating auxiliary reactor power. System checks are green across the board. Grav jump commencing.
Is there... Ooh! Is this literally a gameplay reveal, like they're literally playing the first 15 minutes? Is that why it's taken a while to get into it? I was about to say, and then this showed up, so let's continue.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's hard to express how excited all of us at
Shut up,
Bethesda
Todd.
are to be here with you today. We're so grateful you're spending the time, and we know you've waited a long time to finally see Starfield. It's easily our most ambitious game ever. Like our previous games, it's an epic role-playing game where you get to be who you want and go where you want. But this time, you'll be exploring space. So let's jump right in. This is early in the game as you arrive on the mysterious moon of Crete.
Good old Crete! Been there in Greece. This doesn't look like Greece. Looks good. Who's this little fella? Is he a little robot man? Dude, I wish in Star Citizen you could have a robot friend.
According to the scanners, the abandoned research facility is in this direction.
So I was gonna say, I'm sure the developers of this game looked at all space games that are out right now, right? I'm sure they dug deep into Star Citizen, they dug deep into No Man's Sky. You know, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, you know, why did No Man's Sky fail? Let's make sure we don't do that at launch anyway. You know, what's really good in Star Citizen? What do they like? What do they not like? So there's going to be similarities, I think. But I don't think it's going to be necessarily a killer. Well, let's continue on here. I mean, this looks more like No Man's Sky, right? With the whole scan. I guess Star Citizen, you can scan now and do stuff like this too. So, I mean, yeah. Alright, let's continue. But this is actual gameplay, right? This is what it looks like. So it's first person. I don't like the little bugs. What the hell is that? It's third person as well. Kill it with fire! Okay, it ran off. Friendly scorpion spiders. Alright. Okay. Definitely has more of a No Man's Sky vibe to it than Star Citizen as of now, that I'm noticing.
It would appear that pirates of the Crimson Fleet are using the facility.
Okay. Gameplay's got a little jetpack, I'm assuming is what that was. I think I'll turn the game down a little bit. The combat looks better than Stars. Here's the thing, right? I know people are going to be upset by me saying that the combat looks better than Star Citizen. I'm not trying to well, I guess I am. Like, I'm going to make comparisons about other space games I've played. But again, I don't think this game is going to be a Star Citizen killer or a No Man's Sky. I think we can play all of them. It's good to have more space games. But I've been very vocal about that. I think the FPS combat in Star Citizen is pretty clunky. Like, I feel like it's very... It seems very clunky. You know what I mean? This looked very fluid. But I can't compare it to No Man's Sky because I've never had any FPS combat in No Man's Sky, so I don't know. And I've only played No Man's Sky once, so don't... But the combat looks a lot more fluid. Double barrel shotgun, huh? Looks like Doom. Looks like we're playing Doom. Okay. The other thing I should probably note here is this is a single player game. This is not multiplayer, at least as of now. I don't know if they have plans to bring it into like its own world, like its own universe, like online, but as of right now it's just a single player game. So combat like this will be a lot more fluid and smooth in a single player game because this is what you're supposed to be doing. Versus where, you know, in like Star Citizen, where you're in a big open universe, it can be a little clunky, but that's because, you know, it's in a big, massive online server. Versus this, which is, this is what it's supposed to be.
You're gonna pay for that!
This guy needs to aim down sights too. There we go. I was gonna say, dude. Stop hip firing. Have you never played Call of Duty? I was gonna say grenade!
After some initial encounters, you're invited to join Constellation, who, in the future the game is set in, are the last group of space explorers. To meet them, you'll head to the capital city of New Atlantis.
Dude, I can smell that guy's leather jacket from here. Is that a weird thing to say? I don't know. I could just see that leather, and you could just smell the leather. This looks awesome. Again, the detail, you know, let's look at the trees. They don't look that detailed, right? It doesn't look like super it looks a lot more arcadey. If you were going to compare it to Star Citizen, it definitely looks more arcadey, kind of like No Man's Sky is like arcadey, than more of the realistic look. Which isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just different, you know, game style, different art direction. This looks cool. Cool.
Welcome to Constellation.
Thank
We
you.
have a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to talk about.
We're all here because we're committed to the biggest question of all. What's out there?
What's in a box?
These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. As to what they are, what they're building, you'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
So, you found something?
The new guy found it.
You dug up the artifact, right? That means you saw it. The visions?
Dug up the artifact and you saw the visions. Isn't that Halo? Zlor? I've never really played Halo the video game, but I've watched Halo the TV show. And that was kind of their things. Those artifacts, then they found them, dug them up, and then they touched it, and then they had visions. It's basically what this guy just said.
The artifact you found appears to be one of many, scattered across the galaxy.
I mean, let's just talk about comparisons real quick.
If we can find more, we can
Hold on. Where is it?
unlock. The artifact you found appears.
It's old. Sorry.
The visions?
There was some similarities. That is beautiful. I hope. Listen, I love Star Citizen. As far as space games are concerned, I would say that's my number one, right? So I would love them to take subtle cues from other games as well. And I know they're building outposts and stuff, which is going to be awesome. I hope they end up with things like this, like little cities, like little outpost cities like this would be really cool. Or maybe in the future they have things like this where you can build your own. You know, when we get the Pioneer and you can start building your own outposts. How cool would it be if you had something like this? You had an org and you had like your own little city like this. It'd be really cool. I'm not trying to. Yeah, I am. I'm hoping this. You know, with Star Citizen in the future we can have stuff like this. But again, you know, it's just a different game. I wouldn't choose one of the over the other.
The fact you found appears to
But yeah, that looked like Levski.
be one of many.
That, I mean, come on. Does this not look like ArtCorp? Like, if I just saw this screenshot, I'd be like, oh, that's ArtCorp. This looks like ArtCorp. Again, nothing wrong with that. I'm happy that they're all taking cues from each other, because ArtCorp is beautiful.
Scattered across the galaxy.
I mean, even the medical thing, right? This kind of looks like it could be a Levski, like with the medical. It could be like Grimhex. Very similar art style inside of these. Very similar. Which, again, isn't a bad thing, because Star Citizen does this really well. But again, they're complete, like, just because they look similar, they are not the same game whatsoever.
If we can find more, we can.
Like, this looks more like No Man's Skies. It just looks more... It's hard to say because I like the look of this. You know? It's very Star Wars-esque. But I feel like it's also... Like, the graphics are more like No Man's Sky. You know what I mean? Kind of arcade-ish. Like, the look of the character. But the look of this is great. I love it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot!
Can unlock their secrets.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Is that Lorville with the little statues, or Hurston with the Hurston family?
Who sold me this told me that it spoke to him.
Of course.
Okay, I mean, come on. Listen, I love that it's so similar because I love Star Citizen. But I mean, it looks like ArcCorp, man. This could be ArcCorp. Which again, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't care that they look similar. I'm trying to think now. People are going to be mad and comparing it. Can't they both just be different games and we enjoy? I agree. We should enjoy them both. I don't think this is going to be a Star Citizen killer because Star Citizen is a big open world universe, multiplayer. This is a single player game. And the art style is very different. Even though they have a lot of, like, this looks very similar to, like, ArcCorp. It's still very, like, as soon as you leave this, looking at outside, it's a lot more arcade looking than Star Citizen is. But, you know, it looks great. It looks great. I mean, you could say it's just like the dystopian future look, right? You could be like, oh, well, this also looks like Cyberpunk. And you would be right. There's a lot of things in here that, you know, look similar to Cyberpunk as well. So, I don't know.
The Settled Systems is full of groups with other priorities.
Ninetales.
Everybody get ready!
The fleet doesn't follow the rules. Agree to work for UCC Step. And together, we take down these cutthroat pirates.
We're not just here to shoot the bad guys. We're peacekeepers. We protect the people of the Free Star Collective.
When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, no one quits. The only way out is death.
The path ahead may be dangerous. But we are not stopping.
Most Dusties don't even make it this far.
Because whatever lies at the end of this road will change humanity forever.
That gives you a look at the stories in Starfield. But ultimately, it's not our story.
I was about to say, it looks like a fun, single-player, open-world space game. Which is something I always said I wanted a GTA in space. And this is what that looks like, really.
Where you create by who you are and the choices you make. And that starts with character creation. It's our most flexible yet. You can customize all the elements of how you look.
It's a good character creation. I'm not gonna lie, just
You'll
from
pick a
this,
background
it looks
that
great.
gives you 3 starting skills.
I like that too.
Says here you spend some time as a diplomat. Having a way with words might prove useful.
There are optional traits, and these come with unique advantages and disadvantages.
All right, so what's the advantages of the introvert then? Because I like to feel like I am an introvert. I may not seem it online, but I am. You grew up worshipping the Great Serpent. No, I didn't. Listen. No, go back to the introvert part. What was the pros and cons of that? All right, well, they just skipped past that, didn't they?
Gives you 3 starting skills.
Says here you spend some time as a diplomat. Having a way with words might prove useful.
Introvert. You really need your alone time. Oh, God, do I. You have more endurance when adventuring alone. It's true. But less when adventuring with other human companions. It's so true. Can't be combined with extrovert. No, it's so true, man. It's so true. I remember when I was doing a lot of Star Citizen videos back in the day. And just videos, not streaming. Streaming's a different beast. But doing the videos, people wanted to be in the videos. And I just couldn't do it. It was so difficult for me to record videos with other people. It was so much easier for me to do it by myself. And I know that's just maybe like, oh, it's just easier because you know what you do and you don't have to direct people and blah, blah, blah. But, no, I'm definitely an introvert. 120 million %. 100%, dude. Alright, let's continue.
There are optional traits, and these come with unique advantages and disadvantages. But it's not just in how you can look, but in how your character plays and develops.
This character creation looks so okay. Listen, you didn't have to throw me into this confusing little skill tree. Here's the thing with games like this that have skill trees like this. Once you've played it for like a couple, like maybe a week, this is all second nature and it's just like, oh, this all makes sense. It's the same in like Call of Duty with all the different things, like the gun perks and weapons and, you know, skill streaks, score streaks, all of this stuff. And the same in even something like playing Ark, choosing all your different, like, it can be so confusing when you first jump into it. Even New World. But after you've played it for like a week, it's like, oh, it's second nature. So this looks intimidating, but I'm not going to be intimidated.
Best from our previous games, and you can unlock new skills as you level up.
I love it. I love that they have like an emphasis on FPS. I love first-person shooters. So I love that they have like an emphasis on like shooting, like having rapid fire and quick reload and stuff like that.
By using them and completing challenges. And there's deep crafting.
It would be a really cool online game though too. Imagine if you could have these perks in a multiplayer universe where it's not all just even, and then some people just have a really high skill gap, right? So you just can never get there because they're just better at the game than you. If they have things like this where you could choose, like, oh, this person has rapid fire, this person has, you know, does X amount more damage or faster reloading or blah, 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 that you could choose your skill levels to fit your play style, and it would make it a lot more even. And that skill gap hopefully wouldn't be as, you know, huge for people in a multiplayer online game like this, I'm saying.
Systems, from running research projects with the resources you find to crafting weapon mods needed to survive.
Oh my god! If we have to, why have we got spiders in here now then?
And you can build your own outposts.
Yeah.
These act as a home away from home for survival and.
This obviously more similar to No Man's Sky, but would also be similar to Star Citizen because you're gonna be able to build your own outpost in Star Citizen 2. So this, you know, if we're gonna be comparing here, all of them can do it eventually.
Resource generation. You can choose where and how to build each one.
I mean, even similar to Space Engineers, right? They've obviously taken a lot of things from all space games to build their own, like, unique one, which I like.
And hire characters you meet to keep it up and running. But that's not all. You can even build your own spaceships.
That's pretty cool. That's cool, because then you can have, you know, it's not apples and oranges, right?
You can choose crew members. And yes, you can completely customize the look and layout.
Interesting. To an extent, though, right? I'm guessing. Because imagine, this is a single-player game, but imagine if it was a multiplayer game. You know there would be, like, a meta. There would be a certain build that's better than all other builds, and people would end up building that. Or maybe, you know, if you wanted speed, you would build it a certain way. If you wanted shields, you'd build it a certain way. If you wanted strength, you'd build it a certain way. So that is cool that you can do that. And I think it would be cool also, you know, in other games that are multiplayer, if you could, you know, change your ship in a way that fits your needs. So if you were, you know, a trader like myself in a lot of these games, maybe you could get speed and shields. Whereas if someone's a pirate, they would have better weapons, but maybe they're not that quick. So it just balances things out a little bit.
loads of different modules, ship manufacturers, and more. I have to say, it's so cool. We just absolutely love this.
The color customization's cool, but a game like Star Citizen would never do this because they make so much money from selling you different color ships. It's annoying as hell. It's so annoying. When you could do something like this where you could literally just color your own ship, it takes 10 seconds. It's like, nah, we'll sell the skins, man. We'll sell them for, you know, however much money each. But with doing that, it does make them more unique, because people are probably less likely to pay for them. But you can buy a lot of ship skins in-game now too, so I don't know. This is a single-player game too, so it is a little different. You're not trying to show off to other people. So you wouldn't pay to make your ship look cooler when there's no one there.
It's not just how the ship looks, it's how it performs. From engines to shields to weapon systems, because yes, you can fly it.
Thrusters boosted.
Okay, let's see what this is all about. One of the things I wanted to just jump in here and mention, just while I'm editing this, is that I've learned since, you know, reacting to this video, that you're not going to be able to... They didn't mention it in this video that we're reacting to. Maybe they did that on purpose, but you're not going to be able to, like, effortlessly... Let's just say seamless, okay? You're not going to have seamless transitions from, like, being on a planet and taking off and going out into the stars and going to other places and then landing on those planets or moons. Which is kind of... You know, I don't know. Maybe that's not what the game they wanted it to be. I know, obviously, Star Citizen, No Man's Sky, you can do that in both. I know a lot of people, the best part about flying is taking off and landing, right? That's, like, the challenging part. So you're not going to be able to do that. So, I mean, they may change it, I don't know. But as of now, you can't just take off in your ship and go and explore and then land wherever you want. I don't know what that means. Does it mean that you click where you want to go and then there's maybe like a jump cut scene or something and then you land there? But it's kind of unfortunate. Maybe, I mean, they said that they didn't think it was important. So the developers themselves said, we don't think that part is important. Maybe it won't be. Maybe once we get into it and play it, we'll be like, yeah, you know what, yeah, it's not that important. It doesn't really reflect how the game is made or intended to play. But I think a lot of people that play Star Citizen and No Man's Sky are going to be, you know, upset with that. Because, you know, it does. It kind of sucks. You know, we want to be able to take off and land wherever we want and go and explore, you know, all the systems that they show that there's going to be 1,000 planets and moons or whatever it was. So that's the one thing that's unfortunate. But anyway, let's carry on with the video. Okay. It looks great. That looks cool. Is that a big trading ship? Oh, is it an outpost? Space station? So these are obviously NPCs, because they don't have, it's not a multiplayer game.
We can't wait for all of you to experience the game. Thanks again for being with us today, and thanks for all the support you've given us over the decades, especially on this game. It's been an incredible journey for us making it, but we know that's really only the beginning, for it's when all of you play it that the real journey begins. And you may be wondering, just how big is this game? So we thought we'd take one last moment and show you. Let's take a look at one of our planets, Jemison. You can land into Atlantis, but you can also land and explore anywhere on the planet. And it's not just this planet, it's all the planets in the system. From barren but resource-heavy ice balls to Goldilocks planets with life. And not just this system, but over 100 systems. Over 1,000 planets, all open for you to explore.
I mean...
We can't wait to see what you find.
All these game developers love rocks, huh? Like, what is it with rocks absolutely everywhere? I guess realistically, even the Earth is covered in tons of rocks if it wasn't so built up as it is right now. But my God, won't be racing around here either. Look at all these bloody rocks. Okay, so what do you guys think? What do we think about that? I mean, it looks great. I don't know what all the drama on Twitter was about, to be completely honest with you. I feel like that's kind of stupid and pointless. You know, you can't look at that and be like, this is a Star Citizen killer. It's nothing like it. Nothing like it. The graphics are just completely different. I mean, you can tell the feel of a game, right? And I wouldn't even think it's that similar to No Man's Sky either. I mean, it's more similar in the sense that it kind of looks more like arcadey, and it kind of looks... Well, how you have the thousands of planets and moons to explore, and how, you know. But it's also, you got to keep in mind, this is a single-player game. So, with a single-player game like this, I feel like it has a... You know, what's the longevity of the game going to be like? Once you've done the missions, I'm sure they can always continuously update the game and stuff. And of course, there's thousands of moons and planets to explore. So, you know, you're never going to be able to do them all very quickly. So it'll take a long time. But I feel like with a game like this, if it's not multiplayer, it could get a little repetitive after a while. Of, you know, once you've completed it. Obviously, you can create your own stories, you know, use your imagination, do your own, like, role-playing when you're playing it type thing. You know, kind of like you did with GTA. Before Grand Theft Auto became an online game, you could still play that game for, you know, years, because it was so much fun. And you can create your own little story in your head and do your own little thing. And it's kind of, I feel like that's what this game will be like. But, it does look fun. It does look interesting. I definitely am going to be playing it. Am I blown away, in all honesty? No. I'm not. I think I definitely want to play it and build my own stuff, build my own outposts, try things out, build your own ships. But yeah, I would not compare this to Star Citizen in the slightest. And it's annoying that people do, really. I mean, you can compare it with, as far as similarities. I'm fine with that, like I did. Like, oh, this looks similar. Oh, they do that this way. I wish Star Citizen would do that this way. I wish they would do the same thing. You know, you can compare like that. I feel like that's just, you know, it is what it is. You can compare things that are similar. But to say, like, you know, this is going to kill, this is a Star Citizen killer. I think saying things like that's always stupid. It's a different game, right? We should be happy that there's multiple space games coming out. It's a good thing for us. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to continue rambling too much. I know we've already, you know, doubled the length of the video we watched from pausing and talking. But what's new? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and I hope I can read them, because the last couple of days I can see that there's comments, but YouTube, I don't know if it's they're having some technical difficulties, but it says, you know, however many comments, I'll click to read it, and then there'll be nothing there. So, but let me know. Hopefully by the time, you know, this goes up, they will fix that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this game in the comment section. Are you excited for it? Do we know if this is going to be multiplayer or not? I'm not sure. But, you know, I hope they do try and implement something like that. I feel like that was the similar type of issue with Cyberpunk, right? I loved that game, and if it honestly had multiplayer, I probably would have played that game a lot more, because I would have wanted to get better, and that's when you start being competitive, right? You want to get better, you want to make more money, you want to do, you know, and that's kind of how my brain works with games like that, and I feel like if Cyberpunk had multiplayer, it would have been better. And they said they were going to do it like 2 years after release, and I'm like, by that time, it's too late, bro. Too late. So this game, I don't know how long they're planning on, if even they're planning on making this game multiplayer. But if they do, I could see it being very interesting. But if they don't, it's still going to be a fun single-player game, right? But yeah, it's no Star Citizen. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Let's be honest. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. And I shall see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Bye.